Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today going with our weekend roundup, talking about all the action that's happened over the past weekend, as we always do. Starting with all the Premier League games, going on to our team of the week before flowing on to the top 5 European leagues and then ending them with a topic of the week. The topic of the week won't be too long either this week, talking about the topic, as it's just to talk about the Champions League, with Champions League coming back last week, but we've kind of already talked about it a bit in our Champions League review, but we're going to give another little bit more talk in here about how it's going. But starting with the Premier League, and start with the major game of the weekend. You've got to start with that City-Arsenal game, a game of defensive last year. It was all about that 0-0, 4 centre-backs for each team and 2 DMs for each team. Saw a pretty poor draw go ahead, but this year it did not disappoint us. It was still, in my opinion, a game of defenders, as we saw goals from Gabriel and Calafiori. Calafiori's got a great goal, but I do really like the Gabriel goal, because you could see it coming a few times with the way Gabriel moves on the corners, and I feel like Arsenal set pieces are just perfect right now. The way they get the players to move, they have a lot of players in one zone to try and, that's where the ball is going in that zone, but then Gabriel to run into that zone. It's just beautiful. Haaland also was, the first one that you want to talk about in this game. He reached 100 goals for City, scoring this game. In 105 games. That is insane. Do you know how insane that is? It is a record. It is a record for a major European club, joint with Ronaldo. The guy is as good as prime Ronaldo right now. What are we even letting ourselves into here? It's painful. But, it's the talk of the town. The talk of the town came to that John Stones 98th minute equaliser to make it 2-2 after the Calafiori and Gabriel goals, and then Haaland and Stones from the City. Roger did go off injured, but there's the big talk about the whole game. You forget the goals, was that Trossard sending off. I think it was a bit of a weak sending off, but by the letter of the law, both his yellow card offences were yellow card offences, so yeah, he did deserve to be sent off, but it's still another one. It's still gonna be painful for Arsenal fans, especially the way they held on for the game. And I said in my on my TikTok, I think 2 goals. That's the most goals they're gonna concede all year, is 2 goals. This is a really, really good defence, and it's 5 games in, they've conceded 3 goals so far in the league. They've got 33 more games to only concede 12 goals. It's doable if they want to beat Chelsea's record, but I don't think they are going to beat Chelsea's record. Now, it's going to be close. It is going to be close. The way this defence just doesn't seem to get beaten. It just seems so hard to be beaten. But do you know a mad stat from this game, though? A mad stat from this game is Timber and Havertz both failed to make a pass to any of their teammates in the whole game. That is crazy to me. Brentford versus Forest was the other game on Sunday, and that also ended 2-2. A bit more of a mental 2-2, and more red cards than that one. Both managers got sent off towards the end of the game, and so did Gibbs White. Gibbs White complained a lot about his sending off, but I think he's like, I won the ball, but you also scissored the guy's legs. Brighton starting with without Minty and without João Pedro was a bit annoying for me on fantasy football, but we'll talk about fantasy football tomorrow. But Welbeck doing the dirty work, doing what he needed to, with a great free kick as well. It was the Welbeck versus Wood show, I think. Both strikers that, at the start of the season you would have really looked at twice, but now we're into the season, are playing really, really well. It was a weak penalty that Wood scored, but it was a penalty. I'm sure Wood's not going to complain, about getting a penalty. Going on to the Saturday games now, which are a bit more further back ahead. We are going to start with that Villa 3-1 against Wolves. With Wolves actually opening this goal with a really nice goal from Cunha. Cunha putting the right amount of pressure on Diego Carlos and showing, they are probably still missing a few things in the defence, Villa. And with the rotation of Champions League, might hit them a bit. But they had no issues with Watkins back on form, getting his goal, and Rodgers looking like Villa's best player right now in that attack. He seems to be pulling all the strings in the attack. And I had a lot of Villa fans come at me in my comments on TikTok because I said I'd pick Eze over him, and I'm starting to see why. I've been watching Rodgers every week, but I still prefer Eze. I still prefer Eze for now, but I think Rodgers is the ceiling is there. It is going for it. And then Duran is doing it again with another goal later in the game, and another goal for the season. What was he on? 3 goals now? Is it 4 goals? Whatever it is, he's on form. He's on form. and he's on track for a very good goal scoring season, especially when he's sat behind Watkins. I'm sure a big team's going to come for him in January, because I'm sure he's not going to be happy chilling away. So, yeah, just Wolves. I still think Wolves were unlucky this game, though. I do still think Wolves were unlucky, but we'll move on to that Liverpool game against Bournemouth, and Liverpool back to their winning ways after a massive hiccup a week ago against Forest. A 3-0 win here today put stuff to bed after they beat Milan in midweek. You know, I think they'll be very happy walking away from this Liverpool. Diaz getting 2 and Nunes getting the other. I think they're just back to how they were, reset and go again. That's what Liverpool are going to try and do here on the slot, and we'll see if they can catch up the points. Obviously, Liverpool, City and Arsenal were the ones in that pack with them right now. Both dropping points this weekend. It's a good advantage for Liverpool. Liverpool's still second in the league. City top of the league. But yeah, Fulham winning 3-1 against Newcastle. Newcastle losing their first game of the season, which is a big loss for them. Obviously, it's a loss. But Jimenez is on really good form right now. Smith Rowe's on really good form right now, and Reece Nelson getting his first goal on a Fulham shirt. But yeah, Smith Rowe is at home. He is at home. I'm relaxed at Fulham, and you tend to look at, like, you know, with all the injuries and stuff like that Arsenal are getting, Arsenal might regret selling him now. I think Arsenal really might regret selling him. I think Newcastle were punished for mistakes and couldn't punish Fulham for their mistakes. That's why they lost. Bruno G making a horrendous mistake towards the end of the game for Reece Nelson's goal. It was Reece Nelson's goal, and it kind of shows, like, you can't be making these mistakes. You will lose points. The Premier League's not what it used to be. You might have a really good team, but everyone's got a really good team now, so it's a very balanced league, and I enjoy it like this. Spurs against Brentford. Brentford opening the scoring very early on. Again, back-to-back weeks they're doing this. They opening the scoring against City very early last week. But in Buemo, with a very much like Zidane against Leverkusen goal, where the way to get out of the air, it's like, oh, took me by surprise for a second. Like, I think it was 34 seconds in the game, like right at the start, and once again, heavy impact at the start, but then letting it go. As the Spurs ended up winning 3-1. Slanky getting off the mark, but I still gotta say, Vicario is a very, very, very lucky man. I don't understand how Vicario wasn't sent off. It does baffle me quite a bit with the way yellow cards are getting thrown about this weekend, and the way red cards are getting thrown about as well. There's 2 red cards we've spoken about in this episode. I am so surprised that Vicario was not sent off in that game. Thought it was a deliberate handball. I know some of the commentator on the match I was watching was saying it wasn't stopping a goal scoring opportunity, and I'm like, so what? It's a deliberate handball. You cannot deliberately handball. It's ridiculous. But anyway, on to West Ham Chelsea, which was the early kick-off on Saturday, and Chelsea ran away with it to the fact where, you know, Chelsea were running the midfield so well with Caicedo in there doing the dirty work, just getting in there. They had to end up changing West Ham changed the whole system to bring Souček on and move back from a back 5 into a mid back 4. And Chelsea still went and pushed the game on. Ended up winning the game 3-0. Jackson getting the 2 goals before the formation change, and then right after the break, followed by a Palmer goal. Right, 3 more games to go, and these 3 yellow games are a bit more boring to talk about. Less goals in these games, but I feel like there's still bits to talk about. As Southampton versus Ipswich held our first game of, like, what would have been a chat of the promoted clubs playing against each other. I think, is it? Or Southampton played Leicester? Don't know. Southampton Ipswich anyway. Ipswich obviously getting up through the automatics last year, and Southampton looked like the better team, I'd say, for the most of the game. Dibbling finally getting a goal for Southampton, looking really good as well. He looked really good against United, but now he's got his goal. I think his confidence can rise, and I think he's going to be on for a good season here for a young player. But they just cannot catch a break. They really cannot catch a break. I thought they had a really good game, but right near the end, a massive deflection from Morsi's shot goes absolutely top bins, way out of Ramsdale's reach, not happening, and goes into the back of the net, and it sees the game end 1-1. I'm sure Ipswich fans will be happy. Southampton fans probably not so much. Leicester playing against Everton, another relegation battle down there. It's going to be a massive towards the end of the season. Also ending 1-1. I think Everton are just still unlucky. They were leading the game for most of the game, and Leicester's getting the job done. You know, getting a point when it's a difficult game. it's going to be really tough for both of these teams for the rest of the season. Like, they're looking at the way they're playing, it is just going to be a really tough season. And ending on, let's say the best of the last, as well, it wasn't that great, was it? It was Palace versus United ending 0-0, which I said personally I will take, because last year we lost the game 4-0 against Palace away. So we lost to Palace twice last year. So I am very much okay with us not losing to Palace and keeping a clean sheet. I'll take the positive of getting a clean sheet. I know we didn't score, but Højlund's back. We had these positives that I can take from the game. There's positives to take. However, we now do lead the table in most big chances missed. We've missed 17 big chances so far this season. We've got the creativity there, but the chance creation is there. It's just about finishing it off now. Now that Højlund's back, hopefully we can start finishing off them chances. We were let off by Eze, but we were the better team. We were the better team by a mile. Right, on to my team of the week now, people. My team of the week is, as goes very quickly, Henderson in net. I said he had a really good game against us. Henderson's got to be in net for me. I back three of Gabriel, Stones, and Gabriel, Stones, and we'll go with Calafiori as well. All scoring very important goals in a very important game. Midfield, four of Rodgers, Caicedo, ESR and Diblin. Rodgers, as I said, having really good games right now, controlling the games. Diblin scoring for Southampton. Caicedo controlled that midfield for Chelsea. And then Smith Rowe is absolutely flying right now. And then a front three of Jackson, Haaland and Diaz. Jackson getting 2 goals, Diaz getting 2 goals, and Haaland breaking records, as he does every single week. And now we're on to the Championship and then the top 4 of a big European leagues. The big highlights of the Championship this week were Norwich beating Watford 4-1. It's not good for Watford at all, going to a midweek game against City as well. Shaking. I can imagine 4 goals to Norwich. I can imagine what City are going to do to them if Haaland plays as well. Oh my god, don't want to think about it. Sunderland beating Middlesbrough in what could be a massive game towards the end of the season. Obviously Borough slowly finding form, but Sunderland right near the top of the table, still second to West Brom. It's really interesting Championship this year, seeing who's going to get it. Burnley back to winning ways as well. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight at the top, but I'm all here for it. On to another team that's going to be tight at the top, another league that's going to be tight at the top, sorry, and that is the La Liga, where Barcelona away against Villarreal winning 5-1 is a massive result, is a huge result. Lewandowski and Rafinha both getting 2 goals, and they're looking like the team to beat. They're storming ahead of the league. Real Madrid have dropped points in places they shouldn't have dropped points. And Barcelona are just playing well under Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick wants his treble back. He wants his treble back. Can he get a treble? Can he be the 3rd Barcelona manager in 15 years to win a treble for Barcelona? Would be insane. And I believe, oh no, I was going to say, he'd be one of the only managers ever to win a treble for 2 clubs. Obviously, the other ones being Pep has done it, and that is it. I think Pep's the only one that's won 2 trebles for 2 clubs. Technically, Jose won a treble, but it's different in the Portuguese league, innit? He's not won a big league treble. Well, he has. He's won the Inter Milan one. I'm talking about other ones. But Real Madrid ended up winning their game 4-1 as well, but that was at home. And the goals were from Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, and Mbappe scored a penalty late on as well, which Endrick won. And I don't think Endrick would have been too happy that Mbappe took it, but Mbappe's the main man right now, even though Endrick's playing well. Mbappe's the one that's got to get the baby treatment and be like, yeah, Mbappe, you do well, mate, you do well. That's what it is. I'm sure Endrick will get over it at some point. But yeah, I saw someone say that it's Mbappe making Real Madrid worse, and it's like the is Haaland making City worse debates. It's like, shut up, man. Did Ronaldo make Real Madrid worse? Oh no, because he liked to play in the middle, despite them having a natural striker as well, coming off the left. Oh no, okay, yeah, sorted. Thanks for the conversation. Leverkusen beating Wolfsburg 4-3, and once again, late goal show at Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso, get me right. If Tonight did ever leave, which I'm liking. The things are going well right now. I can see the things happening on the pitch are going well. We're creating the chances and stuff like that. Xabi Alonso, what I'm saying is, he knows Fergie time. Get him in assistant manager. Not bored. Stuttgart showing a heavy blow to Dortmund, 5-1. Despite Guirassy now playing for Dortmund, Guirassy getting the goal for Dortmund, Stuttgart didn't care. 5 goals, goodbye Dortmund, see you later. Another team that scored 5 goals, obviously Bayern Munich. Elise getting 2 and Kane getting another goal on the score sheet. Elise, 2 goals, 2 assists. Insane. Bayern Munich could do so well this season. A lot of people are shouting Kane. I was shouting Kane. At least he might get more shouts now. I'm still going to be shouting Kane. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to shout Kane still. Into the Serie A, and you know how much I love the Serie A because it's always exciting. Torino, top of the league now, as AC beat Inter Milan 2-1 in a massive game there. After Inter Milan probably gave it their all against City midweek, AC getting a massive result there. Which could be effective towards the end of the season. We'll wait and see. Juventus drawing 0-0 with Napoli. Thiago Motta still getting used to things there, but I think he'll come good. I do think he'll come good for Juventus. And then Roma winning 3-0 against Udinese, another team that's, you know, that top is always a good fight. The top is always a good bundle and a fight over. And I like the Serie A. I was so disappointed yesterday at work. I couldn't. The TV remote broke, so I couldn't change channel to the Serie A games. I just had to watch the aftermath of the football. It was like great. On to Ligue 1, and Marseille getting a massive win against Lyon as they stay top of the league, and PSG draw 1-1 to Reims with Dembele getting the goal there. But the game to talk about from Ligue 1 this week has to be Nice 8, Saint Etienne 0. Excuse me, 8-0. Not often you see results like that, especially from not PSG in the Ligue 1. And now it's just time to talk about the topic of the week. Topic of the week, as I said, is just a lot of Champions League talk, because a lot of people were saying stuff about, oh, it's not as competitive anymore, and I completely disagree. I think the Champions League is a lot more competitive now, because this first game week might not feel like it. This game week might not feel like it, because you saw like the 0-0 draws and stuff like that, and you know, but you saw Barcelona lose. You know, and I know people are saying like, oh, but Bayern Munich won 9-2. Yeah, Bayern Munich are going to be incredible this season. But Barcelona have been incredible in the league, and losing 2-1 to Monaco, it shows that the fight's going to have to happen there. The Barcelona aren't going to want to draw their big games now. They're going to have to fight in these games, and I think City are going to drop points in some of their medium games, we're going to call them, when it's like the pots B and C, and it's like a game that they might struggle in, but they might not struggle in. It's going to have to wait and see. I think City will struggle in a couple of them games, and you know they're going to regret going for that 0-0 against Inter Milan and regret missing those chances, because I feel like it's going to be really competitive, and I feel like the maximum points you can get is 26 points, is it? Was it 24? It's 8 times 3. Yeah, it's 24 points the max you can get. So I feel like the benchmark for getting into the top 8 will be 18 points. The benchmark for getting through the league will be 7 points. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a really, really tight league. And you saw some like teams like Slavia Prague getting results. It's going to be tight, people. I'm telling you that now. City currently in 16th as well, so we'll see how much they regret it. I am all here for next time around Champions League, and Kane's probably going to break Ronaldo's record this year as well for most goals in a Champions League year, because these 2 extra games there for him now. If someone finishes outside the top 8 and then goes all the way to the final, they'll play 4 extra games than they would have in the past. That's something to talk about. That's more games, more football for us, more enjoyment for us. That's how it is, guys, isn't it? But that is going to be the end of the video. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this weekend and how you feel about the new Champions League format, and what you look forward to about the Europa League starting this week as well on Wednesday. But that is the end of the video now, guys. I do thank you for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like and see more subscribes, more on the channel every single day. But thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I do see you next time. Cheers.